I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. And I sure do love my job. Yeah. I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. I was born to preach the gospel. And I sure do love my job. Yeah. Yes, I really love my job. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Oh, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Yes, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Get firmly rooted. So let's get firmly rooted. Let's get firmly rooted. So let's get firmly rooted. Oh, I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. Let's get firmly rooted. Firmly rooted. Let's get firmly rooted. Yeshua, 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 Yeshua. I'm a disciple that makes disciples that makes disciples. We are disciples that make disciples that make disciples. We are disciples that make disciples that make disciples. We are disciples that make disciples that make disciples. Let's get firmly rooted. Firmly rooted.
Rooted men, good morning, happy Tuesday. Pastor Tom, Firmly Rooted Ministries. And we're looking at the verses 15 and 16 of Psalm 86. Steve Ponoworski, good morning. Ken Gooch, good morning. Got a couple other guys popping in. Yesterday, we looked at, hey, Mike Sandbrink, good to have you on board. Bert Reggiani, good morning. I see you there. Yeah, but it looks like we got quite a few guys. Great. Hey, teach me your way, O Lord, and I will walk in your truth. Give me an undivided heart that I might fear your name. We talked about that yesterday. That it's that divided heart thing, and it is the enemy typically whispering lies in our ears that get us to focus in a different direction. In verses 15 and 16, especially verse 15, David puts into this psalm the very words that God says about himself. If you recall back when Moses was up on the mountain and he said to God, I want to see you. And he says, well, you can't see me, but I'll cover you and you can see my hindside. You can see the backside of my glory. What Moses did not expect was as God passed by him, God declared who he was. The very same words that we have in Psalm 86 verse 15. David says, "But you, O Lord, are compassionate and gracious God." You're a compassionate and gracious God, slow to anger and abounding in love and faithfulness. And then the request in verse 16, "Turn to me and have mercy on me. Grant me your strength and save me." You, O Lord, are compassionate and gracious, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness. The more and more I contemplate the Christian life and the Christian faith and how it all works, and Aaron and I have been talking about this a lot, is that if we don't see God rightly, then we're not going to see ourselves rightly, and we're not going to even see Christianity rightly. So in net effect, teach me your way, O Lord, is teach me who you are. Remind me of who you are. I preached a sermon once about the first domino. If the first domino is not in the right place, the rest of the pieces aren't going to fall the way they're supposed to fall. What if the first domino is that we know who God is, and that we have to constantly remind ourselves who God is, because there's a whole world out there that, one, says he doesn't exist, and if he does exist, he's not loving, he's not caring, he's judgmental, he's condemning, he is. So all of a sudden, the cry of our hearts is, remind me of who you are. This is why David says, your mercies are new to me each and every morning. But if we had a proper understanding of God, then that proper understanding would come out in the way that we lived, the way that we spoke, the way that we dealt with other human beings. Do you believe with your whole being that God is compassionate and gracious, that he's slow to anger and abounding in love and faithfulness? Abounding in love and faithfulness, overflowing love and faithfulness. God is not just a God who loves but then says, hey, I'm sorry, I'm powerless to do anything about it. He loves and then says, I'm faithfully going to fulfill all my promises. And he sends his own son into the world to die for us, to redeem and to save us. In one act of Jesus' crucifixion, we find a God who's compassionate and gracious, slow to anger and abounding in love and faithfulness. Every single morning, that's the God we should find. Push through all the noise, push through all the lies, push through all the stuff that we might be feeling and experiencing, and finding who he really is. Then we'll find out who we really are. And then we'll probably find out how to live out our lives when we walk out the door. Compassionate, gracious, slow to anger, abounding in love and faithfulness. Let's meditate upon that all day long today. Who he is, who we've experienced him to be, and how that might impact my life. Teach me your way, O Lord, so that I might walk in your truth. Give me an undivided heart, that I might fear your name. All right, guys, that's what I have for you. Hope this devotion was a blessing to you. Have a great day. Make it a firmly rooted day, and may someone see Jesus in us today. Peace.